In today's episode, we share some items that are built for your budget on your next Walt Disney World vacation.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse.
You are listening to the Main Street Magic Podcast with your hosts, Jeremy Stein and John Marone.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, joined by my friend, colleague, and co-host, John Marone.
Good evening.
So the price of a Disney vacation can really add up. So in today's episode, we share some items that were built for your budget. Please check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at mainstmagic. So we're going to start off with a souvenir or two that we think is really built for a budget. This could be whether you're going for a short trip or you're going for an entire week. And I'm going to start off with the character autograph book. Especially when you have younger children and they're going to want to meet the characters. You're talking about getting a standard book, which will accept autographs for $8, and you're looking at about $13 for an autograph book that will also have a page for a picture next to it. And when you're doing characters, you can usually get a photo pass picture, and if you get those printed out, or if you have the memory maker, you can print them out yourself, and you can have that, you can have that autograph right next to it. You can have a picture of the character of your children. We have gone through several with our kids. I think we're on our second or third for each kid. And if you're staying for a long time, you're using that thing nonstop. You could meet 2 or 3 characters a day. They're getting your autographs, and the kids love it more than anything. And it gives you a little bit extra time while you're going up and meeting the characters when they're doing the photo pass. Some of my favorite pictures are of our daughters just staring at the characters in wonderment while they're signing their autograph book. This is the greatest thing they've ever seen. There's Mickey Mouse, there's Elsa, there's Anna signing that. The second one I want to go with as far as souvenirs go, and this is a little bit more expensive, so again, it may only be of value if you're a repeat Disney vacationer or if you're going to be there for a long time, and it is the lanyard and the Disney pins, the trading pins. So you can get a lanyard with 4 to 5 pins. It may run you $27.95, somewhere around there. But again, you have an interactive souvenir item that you can use throughout your entire trip or multiple trips if you go often. And you're able to trade these pins with cast members. You're able to go up. You're able to start a collection of your favorite pin. So while the initial price point may be up there, I think the overall value is very, very good. And, we'll collect certain pins over time, and we may pay a little bit extra to get another set. But you can also look on eBay or Amazon and buy bulk sets of pins for cheaper. So if you were thinking about, you're going to Disney soon, I would recommend looking at maybe eBay or Amazon and buying a bulk set of pins so that you have some trade-offs when you go down there. So there's souvenirs all over Disney. Some are moderate, most are pretty high priced. What are you thinking is your kind of go-to souvenirs and the things that you would recommend for somebody who's looking for that souvenir on a budget?
Good. So a couple things. Just listen to yours, the autograph book.
Yeah.
You're planning your trip to Disney. Look ahead of time. Look at Amazon. Look at different places. Walmart, there's one not far from Disney on property that I know sells them as well. So you can save a couple dollars if you pick up the autograph book ahead of time and not wait until you're at the park or at your hotel or resort to be able to do it. So that's number one. And number two, kind of the same thing with the lanyard, the pins, as you said. Look at Amazon, look ahead. If you have transportation, right across the street from Disney is the Lake Buena Vista Outlets, which also has a Disney character warehouse or Disney character outlet store. So some of the items that they have there are on discount, oftentimes decent price on them if you want to get some souvenirs on the cheap and if you could make it over there. Of course, sometimes you're buying some. I just saw one. I was there not too long ago, and it had 2015 on it. So you're not going to get the 2017 merchandise yet, but usually after holidays, they'll have materials which aren't bad. So for me, though, the souvenirs I looked at 3 different price points. I looked at free, I looked at just a little bit of money, and then I looked at if you want to go just a little bit bigger, but things that you can save or keep. So number 1 on free, I think one of the greatest souvenirs to walk away from is go into the Magic Kingdom, head straight to the fire station, show them your ticket, and tell them that you want to play Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. And when you play Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, it's an interactive game with that you could go throughout the park, and there's magic windows where you watch videos and you defeat the different characters or the villains. But you get cards. You get a pack of cards that you use to defeat them. And they're just like trading cards, and they're completely free. And there's so many different trading cards that once you complete a couple missions, you can go back and get another pack of trading cards. You can go get one for everyone in your party. So you have some kids there, you can get a nice little, a few packs of trading cards for them, and they all have characters on them, and they can collect them and see what ones are there, and it's all included with the price of your admission. So it didn't cost anything in that. So that would be my free one. My next one is if you have some change rattling around in your pocket, a pressed penny, right? Never before is 50, if you want to buy something for a penny and it costs 51 cents, but, most of the pressed pennies, that's it. You 2 quarters and a penny, put them in there, let your child or that kind of turn that dial as hard as they can, and out pops a pressed penny. Depending where the pressed penny machines are, the pennies are themed to that. So some of the resorts are different than the ones in the park. They could have different characters or images on them. And that's one that it's only going to cost you a couple dollars, right?
Yeah,
a pressed penny here and there.
Well, and now you can buy the books, so you can keep the pennies. And for, I guess, the new generation, I know I've seen at Hollywood Studios, you can use a credit card to get your pressed pennies.
Wow.
So you don't even need change, right?
No, don't even need it.
I don't know if there's any sort of fee associated with it if you're getting that 51 cent swipe on your Visa, but yeah, that's a great one. So what else are you thinking?
Good. And then the last one is actually the one that we do as a family each and every year. And each and every year we buy a Christmas ornament. And we head to the Christmas store there at Disney Springs. If you go towards the season, they already have some that are personalized and ready for you to just take off the little tree that they have there. But they have different ones. They have years on them. You can get them personalized with names, your family name, the date, all kinds of different things, and all the there's just so many different ornaments to choose from. So you can get, a 2017, 2018 ornament, and maybe it costs you $10. You get a personalized one, and maybe it's, $12, $14, $16. But it's something that you're putting on your tree or you're displaying it somewhere in the house each and every year, and it allows you to go back and remember that trip that you had. So, 3 different budgets there. There's enough things out there that could be free, right? Disney gives out stickers. A park map could be something for a kid that
the
is
celebration
simple.
buttons.
Yeah,
if it's your birthday, anniversary, you're just celebrating. That's another great one.
Yeah. So there's plenty of things out there that are free. There's some things that are there for a few cents, or there's something that is going to create that lasting memory. Lightsaber, I'm sure it creates a lasting memory for your child, $25. And then if you have multiple children, then this one wants something else. It starts adding up. So you do always have to budget, and that's what this episode is about. How do you still create that magical time there, but do it on a budget? And it's finding those little value things that you still feel like I'm taking something back.
Yeah, and I love your point, and I love that you took 3 different tiers and different things that you can do, especially with some of the free stuff. And again, as we talked about eBay and Amazon, you can go into the park and you can decide the first day, you're there for 7 days, and you have no Disney clothes, that you're going to buy Disney shirts for every single person in your family for 7 days. And you're going to spend a ridiculous amount of money. Anytime, for the most part, that we buy any sort of Disney clothing, we go to Kohl's. They have an abundance of Disney shirts for everybody in the family. Walmart has tons of them. You're talking anywhere between $5 to $10 for a shirt for youth and adult. So something you can do is really, stock up before you go on your vacation so that you're not dropping all that money, because when you get there, you want to make sure you have the freedom that if there is this, last minute item that your kid is going to obviously beg to have, if it is a lightsaber, which can get up there, you don't want to have to tell them no because you already spent $1,000 on t-shirts for the week, So I think I think there's so many things you can do leading up to a Disney vacation, to make sure that you're budgeting the right way, as we know they can get expensive.
Another good one on shirts is if you head to Disney Springs, that Uniqlo has a ton of Disney shirts, and most of them all under $10.
Yeah.
So there's a great kids section, there's adult section, tons of Disney shirts. It's a great 2-story store with a lot of value merchandise that fits in there. So if you want to head over to Disney Springs, don't be afraid to check out that Uniqlo.
Yeah, I think that's a great point as well. So we'll continue the budget talk, and let's talk meals. Disney meals, you're going to eat several times a day. You're probably going to be in a park or at your hotel. They can add up. So we want to provide, some of our best value meals. And mine is going to have a little bit of a trend, but I'm going to first mention Pecos Bill at Magic Kingdom, which is one of our favorite quick service restaurants. And the nachos there that they have, the adult size runs $12.49. I believe a kid's size might be $6.49. But what it comes down to, and this is where I guess I'll talk about several of the restaurants, is the ones that have the toppings bars. So for $12.49, my wife and I will split a nachos at Pecos Bill. For $6.49, we'll get one for the kids to split. But they have a toppings bar that stretches like half the restaurant. It's everything from cheese, sour cream, guacamole, different types of salsas. You can take this simple nacho, which is chips, beef, and cheese, and turn it into this mega meal of nachos. And it is great value for your money. So that's what we'll do. If we want a quick service meal and we want to be able to fill up enough but not spend a ton of money, first place we're hitting is Pecos Bill. Another one is Cosmic Rays. You can get a burger, you can get a chicken sandwich, not too expensive, but they have a extensive toppings bar. There's another one, Backlot Express at Hollywood Studios has several toppings. There's areas all throughout each of each of the parks that have toppings where you can take something as simple as a sandwich or a plate of nachos and turn it into a large meal and not really break the bank. So for us, that's kind of where we're normally going. If we're looking to eat on a budget and we're going to actually eat in a park. What are you thinking, John, as far as something that's not going to break the bank?
So I'll go 2 different places. So number one, this one you have to go, I won't say off property because you're on property, you have to get out of the park.
Yeah.
And if you get out of the park and you go to Disney Springs, I think there are 2 amazing value places there that you can get a meal and it's not going to break the bank, and at least it's decent enough for being quick serve. Number one, Earl of Sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you go to Earl of Sandwich, they have hot sandwiches, they have wraps, salads, soups. They have a lot of different choices, all made fresh to order while you're waiting. The line, while it looks huge, moves quickly, and you're probably looking at $6 to $8, right, per person to be able to get a hot sandwich. They have sandwiches that are on the regular menu, so you can make your own, but they have ones that are on the regular menu. They have a Hawaiian one, a meatball sub, all kinds. They have a Thanksgiving one year-round now, which is my wife's favorite. So
mine too.
Yep, turkey and cranberry sauce and cornbread dressing and everything all on the sandwich. And it's a great mess, but even that sandwich, I think, is only $6.99 or $7.49. So it's a good value there. In addition, they also have discounts, 10% if I'm your Disney annual pass or DVC, 15% if you're a AAA member.
Okay.
So some people who are on vacation and are not, locals, or they're not an annual pass holder, if you are part of AAA, Earl of Sandwich takes it and 15% off.
Yeah.
So that would be one. The second one at Disney Springs is the place and concept that's sweeping the nation, and Blaze Pizza.
Yes.
All right, Blaze Pizza. Again, most of the pizzas there are $7.49, and they're decent size. easily, I would say easily 2 adults could eat them, or you get 2 pizzas for a family of 4 and you're done, and you're $15. And if you get some ice waters, you're done.
Yeah.
All right. So that one, Blaze Pizza, is pizza made in 3 minutes, and they have not pre-made ones, but they have the selections where you go in and say, I want the meat lovers, or I want this version, or you can go and make your own and just say, I'd like it with this topping, this topping, this topping, and you're probably still going to be under. No toppings is $6 and change. One topping is like low sevens. 2 toppings is like $7.69. So you can easily get out of there for a family of 4 for under $20 if you just want pizza, and the pizza's good.
Yeah, very good. And we went there last trip in July, and with our family of 4, we ended up getting 3 pizzas because we knew how good it was. And like you said, I think it was under $30. We didn't eat them all there. We got a to-go box. We were heading right back to the room, and then I think it was the next morning we had cold pizza. You have a fridge in the room, so why not take those leftovers back? Something else we'll do is we pack snacks for the kids, or we have even packed a lunch in our book bag to take into the park. As far as food goes, taking it into the park, there's pretty much anything's available. Like, we joked one time and asked one of the security guards, what's the limit to bringing food in? Could we walk in with an extra large pizza? And he said, I've never seen anyone do it, but I'm pretty sure we'd have no reason to stop you. So, we'll get peanut butter crackers, things that we can keep in a bag and we don't necessarily have to keep on ice for our kids. And then they may eat a bagged lunch that they're used to eating at school every day, and my wife and I can split the nachos at Pecos Bill. And we're not, we're not breaking the bank on meals all day long. We have some opportunities to enjoy some other things, maybe one of the add-on experiences that we've talked about in a previous episode. So let's talk snacks and what we think is best for our budget. And I'll throw it back to you, John, with what you're picking.
So my snacks, I'll go into the park now for these. And one other way on the budget also is I find myself, especially breakfast, if we are eating dinner, I'll get a kid's meal, right? Yeah. Because you look at it in a kid's meal where they get the breakfast bounty platter, right? It's a waffle, it's eggs, it's bacon, and a biscuit or whatever, and hash browns, right? It's plenty for kids. And the adult version is the same. It's just more eggs and maybe 2 waffles instead of 1.
Twice the price.
Yeah, twice the price. So, I find myself that I'll do that. Or, if the kids are eating chicken nuggets, and I'm just like, I'll have chicken nuggets. The adult chicken nuggets, you get 8 nuggets. The kids one, you get 5. And again, half the price. So I'll do the kids. So on the snack, 2 places that I look at if I kind of, one in the park and one in a resort. In the park, Sleepy Hollow in the Magic Kingdom, and I hate bringing it up because it's that hidden gem.
Yeah.
Right? People know about it or they don't. So many people walk past it. It's the walkway up if you're heading up Main Street and you're straight in front of the castle, it's to the left, and it's just a little counter stand. But they do made-to-order waffles, and they can do a savory waffle, which is a sweet and spicy chicken, or they can do the regular waffle with Nutella and fruit on it, which to me is a great value. So the spicy chicken one is $8.99. The Nutella one is $7.89. They also do the hand-dipped corn dogs there now, which I didn't realize. When you're out at Disneyland in California, the line to get a hand-dipped corn dog stretches down Main Street.
Really?
And you're like, it's a hot dog, but it's a hand-dipped corn dog. It is amazing. So they finally brought it to Disney World because they didn't have it there before. And I'll have to see how the lines are going there at Sleepy Hollow for this because it was recently added. But the waffles with the fruit is an easy way to go. I'll save my last one.
Okay.
What do you have next for a snack?
So I'm gonna go with 2 refillable items. One's not technically a snack, but it is the refillable mugs that you can get at the resort. And they can seem pricey when you first buy them, and it depends on whether you're staying for a day, 2 days, your length of stay. They run about $8.99 for a day, $11.99 for 2 days, and you can go up to $17.99 for the length of stay. But what these are is they're they're refillable mugs. They've got Disney characters and all on them. They've got a top on them, and you can refill them at any resort you want with soda, coffee, teas, different things like that. Again, for either that day, their length of stay. They do have a sensor on the bottom, so if you're buying one for a day and you want to trick the system and go the next day, you're kind of out of luck. We did one on a recent stay. We bought one, and it was for all 4 of us. So again, we were trying to do it on a budget. In the morning, I walked down. I filled it up with coffee. I took it back to the room and split it up between my wife and I. And then before we'd head to a park, the kids would fill it up with Powerade or maybe a soda in the afternoon. And we certainly got our money's worth over the 3-day stay that we were there. The other item that I would recommend, which is an incredible value, is the popcorn buckets. At any one of the parks, at any of the popcorn stands, and they're all over the place, you can get I think it's a 64-ounce popcorn bucket. It's got a lid. It's got a handle. You can take the handle off, slap it to your backpack. It even has a little hook you could wear on your belt if you're that kind of person, But $10 for the initial purchase, and then $1.50 to refill that sucker anytime you want. Now, I'll give a little tip, and you can take it for what it's worth. It is supposed to be available for your length of stay. We purchased one 4 or 5 months ago. And we just thought about it this last trip. We were just at the parks the other day, and we took the bucket with us, and we just thought, let's see if they'll refill it. If not, no harm done. And we had it refilled twice that day for $1.50. Now, based on the design of the bucket and the lid, they're going to retire them at some point. So chances are, you may not be able to use it for the rest of your life. But even if you stayed for a week, you got it filled the first time you bought it was $10. You filled it every single day for the next 6 days at $1.50. It comes out under $20. And it'd be a great snack for a family of 3 or 4 every single day. The regular size popcorn, if you bought them individually, which is probably, I don't know, maybe 30 ounces, is $4.25. So let's say you bought one of those every day for a family of 4 and you split it, or you bought 2. If you do the math, it's pretty obvious that refillable popcorn bucket, even if it's only good for the length of your stay, you could be there 3 days, you could be there 7 days, you could go back every month like us. That's a pretty good value. So what's your definite go-to here on the last one?
So one is, I think those last 2 hit 2 categories, because the refillable mug and the popcorn buckets could be souvenirs as well.
Yes, they could.
So
yeah. Look what I did.
Yep, look what you did. You
took John to point it out, but
yep.
that was planned ahead of time.
So this one is definitely costly, but pay attention to the amount that it feeds. If you go to Beaches and Cream at the beach club, and you're able to get in, and you have a nice party with you, and you order the kitchen sink. The kitchen sink is $32, but the kitchen sink, I believe, comes with 8 scoops of ice cream, brownies, cookies, sprinkles, whipped cream. I mean, it's everything that they have. Every topping, everything that they have goes with it. If you have kids, and I don't care the age of the kids, you have to order it just for how they bring it out to you after you order it. It's the greatest thing. But this thing is enormous. I know that we had it for 4 and we didn't finish it at all. 4 of us didn't finish it. So I think you could end up probably getting 6 people to get through it at $32. And that's what I look at the value. Am I $5-6 a person?
Yeah.
At Disney, then to me that's a value. And this could be a good value. So as it becomes more popular, the price has definitely been increasing.
Yeah.
I want to say that it was probably 4 years ago, this was $22. And now here we are 4 years later, and it's $32. And it seems like every year, just like park tickets, this is getting a little bit of a price increase. So for right now, this is a great value. You just have to get in there to be able to go and have it. But I think that it's fun, it's enjoyable, a great way to end the night. So if you're at Epcot, walk over the Beaches and Cream at the beach club and try it. If you're staying at any of the Boardwalk or Epcot resorts, try and get a reservation and be able to go and have that. But to me, $32 for a dessert, and it's for 6 people. You could probably get 8 people. Get everybody getting a spoon into it. I actually think for $32, that's a value.
Yeah, that's an outstanding value. And it's funny because that just made me think of something very similar. And I'll go back to my Pecos Bill, which we all know is one of my favorite spots. They have a Nacho Grande challenge that is only available during certain times in the evening. And you have to ask for it specially. But it's $90 if you have a pass holder discount, because Pecos Bill will take pass holder right now for 20% off. You're talking $72. And it will feed, from what I've read, we've not done it. We got to get a group together to do it, but like 6 to 8 people. So in the end, it could come out to about $12 a person. We're already talking about, regular nacho meal being $12 for an adult. But if you go up and you ask for this challenge during that certain times in the evening, I want to say it's like 5 to 6:30. My apologies for not knowing exactly when, but they'll get you a reserved table. They will bring out all the cast members pretty much that are working at that time. They bring it out on a giant cart, and it's like an old wagon, basically. They're pushing it out on, and they open it up, and they give you this plate. It's filled with, I believe, chicken, beef, and pork. And it's a platter of nachos, like God knows how many feet across, and they feed your entire table. And it's not one of those challenges where, like, if you finish it, it's free, but it's $12 a person if you break it down right. So, again, on a budget, maybe you're going to eat dinner and you don't want to do anything else for the rest of the night but sit by your room because you ate too many nachos. I don't know, but that you just reminded me of that with your beaches and cream there. So that's it for us today. As always, please make sure you check us out on iTunes, subscribe, leave us a rating and review because that'll help the show grow, and check us out on social media, Facebook and Twitter at Maine ST Magic. That's all for now, and we'll see you real soon.